So hi there and welcome to Red Corner Boxing. You with Jared, Mr. Neutral and special guest Ryan Hokum, and we are here for Saul Canelo Alvarez versus William Scull, the prediction show. This is a major fight at super middleweight division, £168. It's for the unified titles. Who wants to go first, lads? And what's your thoughts on this big fight? Do you want to go first, Ron, on this one?
Nah, I'm the guest. Mr. Neutral should go first.
I'll go first. I'll get this out of the way. Dead simple. Last year Canelo was stripped of the title. We know why, but he's got another chance to go 2 times undisputed. It looks good on the paper, but a lot of criticism from especially across the pond as to whether Canelo's been ducking certain fighters like David Benavidez, etc. But he's gone up to 175. Canelo can't do awful lot about that. So he's got this mandatory undisputed sort of shot again with the IBF holder William Scull, who picked that belt beating Sheskin, which was a very good performance, although the referees, judges had it closer than one would imagine. But coming into this fight with, Canelo, for me, he's going to look pretty for 2-3 rounds till Canelo gets a hold of him and just starts to work that Canelo work. It's just... he can't help who's put in front of him. But at this stage in William Scull's career, he's Cuban, is he not?
William Scull's Cuban, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is his biggest fight of his career. He's not going to get another fight like this. Once Canelo's done with him, that's it. He'll be fighting for contendership roles, I would imagine. But we're really going to find out about William Scull. Sheskin, it was a good enough win, but this is different level for me. So I'm expecting a Canelo stoppage win for probably the first time in a while. Probably around 7. So I'm going for that.
That's
what do you think, Ra?
Mr. Neutral. Hey, I'll go next, Ra, mate. We'll have you
last,
special guest.
We'll have Ra last.
Yeah, we'll have you last, mate. Yeah. Well, we've got Saul Canelo Alvarez, 62 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws. He's never been stopped. He is 39 knockouts. He's one of the greatest of a generation. We're talking about an absolute great. I know Ra's not his biggest fan. That's why I thought I'd nick in there first. But he is an absolute generational great. His only losses come to Floyd Mayweather and who was the other one? Dimitri Bivol. 2 of the absolute goats of boxing. He's beaten. I could run through his resume, but we all know what it is. There's absolutely no point. He was last out against Berlanga. People said he shouldn't have had that fight. He should have fought Benavidez. But at the end of the day, Benavidez, when offered that fight originally, didn't want that fight. He's the one who turned it down. So Canelo then said, well, I'm not negotiating with him no more. I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm not going to give him the fight. And he said that from the outset after he got rejected. So I don't think Canelo ducked anybody. I don't think he's got no duck badge on that one at all. And this fight, like we said, for the unified titles on May the 3rd, it's just going to be an absolute Saul Canelo Alvarez masterclass. I don't see anything that William Scull can offer other than his Cuban-style boxing, which may keep him off for 3 or 4 rounds. Canelo's going to get to him, and I'm with you, Neutral. I think we will see a stoppage. I'm going to say between 7 and 9. I think he stops him. Accumulation of punches, referee has to get involved.
Well said, that man. Right.
Hokum.
Well, as you know, I somewhat disagree with you both. Yeah, you're right. I don't think he, strictly speaking, ducked anyone. But what he does do is he uses his enormous financial muscle to leverage circumstances in his favor. I don't think it's any secret that certain styles of fighters have given him problems in the past, and I think he's avoided them. Not ducked, but avoided them. I think it's interesting he never wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade when he was at middleweight, because that would have been for the undisputed middleweight title, because Andrade had the last of the belts that he hadn't picked up. Like, why would you want to campaign at super middleweight when middleweight is the more traditionally prestigious division historically? So he avoided that. At super middleweight, yes, it was a tremendous run by modern standards. But again, he did use a lot of financial leverage to get, things in his favor. People like Callum Smith, for example, given like 5 weeks notice in COVID where he couldn't get any sparring, things, just things like that. And he does that all the time. When it suits him, he will hugely outsize opponents like he did with Amir Khan. But then when now he's moved up to sort of super middleweight and light heavyweight, he wants to impose sort of weight restrictions on these guys with good reason, because when you see the size difference between him and, say, big super middleweights, it is a factor. And I think that actually might be something of a factor in this fight. Now, they've obviously chosen Skull because they think off the back of his somewhat uninspiring career so far, he's a bit of a soft touch, and it gives him the chance to get the undisputed titles back to set it up for that epic showdown with Bud Crawford in September. But I think Skull, with his Cuban boxing background and his size, I think he's actually going to shock a lot of people and make this very difficult night's work for Canelo. I think Skull might be... he might suffer the same way Murtazaliev did, in that the way he won the title was so unimpressive. People think he's no good. But then, with Murtazaliev, he proved everyone wrong when he went up against Zhu. I think that Skull, with that really technical Cuban background, stylistically is difficult. And also because of the size, we've seen that Canelo, he ain't really starching people out at super middleweight. He's dropping guys, but I don't see that most of them guys have ever been like really hurt. And that's not surprising, again, because of the size of these guys. And I think it's interesting that, he's really preferring to fight slow plodders now, because that's where his tremendous ring IQ really, he can put it to use. He can always get himself into favorable positions and land, like the way he did with Berlanga, that left hook. Yeah. Berlanga, as you saw, he was dropped, but he looked more shocked than really hurt. I mean, he got up and he was sort of pretty much recovered. And I think that's the problem Canelo's got with these bigger men. A single shot ain't going to starch them out. And he's still got that limited gas tank, so he can't go all out to finish these guys. But he's been able to get away with it because his superior ring IQ means he's always a step ahead of these plodders. But I don't think Skull's a plodder, and that's why I think it will be a very difficult night's work for Canelo, him chasing Skull around and not really putting a dent enough in him. That said, because it's Canelo, and now he's got Turkey on his side, and the fight's in Riyadh, and Turkey wants to make Canelo v. Bud in September, that super fight. The way I see it going, the full 12 rounds, the judges, as ever, will favour Canelo. But most neutrals, not Mr. Neutral, but actual neutrals, will go away saying, Canelo got another favour on scorecards, like he did against Golovkin, like he did against Lara. And poor Skull will probably be out in the wilderness shouting about how he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said.
I think it was Matt from Brunch Boxing Raw who said the same thing. He said William Scull can make this a very boring fight. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was Matt from Brunch Boxing. He said Scull could make this very boring, but very hard for Canelo. He could do a lot of work in there that won't entertain the fans, but he could be nicking rounds. But whether he gets a decision or not, like you said, is probably unlikely in Riyadh. So you're not the only one thinking along them lines, brother.
Certainly could happen. Certainly could. But this 4-fight deal with Turkey Al Sheikh, he probably wanted a soft opener to this deal. Moving on to Crawford. Obviously, Crawford's not taking any kind of tune-up. Canelo could have, for me, he could have an off day and still win this on the cards. But, let's see what William Scull has to offer, Jams. Thank you, Raf, for once again coming along and giving us your thoughts and predictions. Me and you, James, we've gone for Canelo stoppage. Raz gone for the Skull to nick it on
Well, no,
points.
he thinks Canelo will nick it, but Skull will deserve to win, but Canelo will get the decision.
Sorry, I apologize. Canelo will steal it on points in Riyadh to start off his Riyadh season career. Great stuff. See us out, Jams.
Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're tuning in on X, please head over to YouTube, give the channel a subscribe, follow Ra Hokum and Punch Out Boxing on YouTube and on X, follow Mr. Neutral, follow Jams Boxing Chat. God bless to everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time, which will be 8 a.m. UK. Cambosis, the whole card. We're going all the way through, me and Mr. Neutral, running our morning ragged on a Saturday. God bless y'all.